When you're broke, your standards drop. Not because you became a different person, because your brain did the math. Here's what nobody tells you about self-worth and money. They're not the same thing. But your nervous system doesn't know that. When you're financially insecure, a quiet voice starts running in the background. You're lucky they chose you. Don't ask for too much. If you push back, they might leave. And you can't afford to start over. That voice is not love. That's scarcity talking. Psychology has a concept called self-expansion theory. It says that people seek relationships that expand who they are, their resources, their perspective, their sense of possibility. But here's the catch. When you feel small financially, you feel small in general. And small people don't believe they deserve big love. So they settle. Not dramatically, not all at once. They settle in small ways that accumulate over time. They tolerate behavior they wouldn't have accepted before. They shrink their needs to fit what's available. They call it being realistic. But what they're really doing is pricing themselves according to their bank account. Think about how differently you show up in a relationship when you're financially stable. You leave situations that don't feel right. You ask for what you need without apologizing. You walk away when something isn't working. Not because you're cold, because you have options. And options give you the freedom to have standards. Now think about how you show up when money is tight. You stay longer than you should. You overlook things you shouldn't. You convince yourself that this is enough. Because starting over feels like a luxury you can't afford. This is what financial insecurity does to love. It doesn't just affect your wallet, it affects your worth. The value you place on your own time, your own needs, your own happiness. There's research that shows people with lower financial confidence report significantly lower relationship satisfaction. Not because their partners are worse, because they believe they deserve less. And so they accept less. And so they get less. And the cycle continues. Here's the most uncomfortable part. The person who is treating you poorly isn't always the problem. Sometimes the problem is that you've decided you're not worth more. And until that changes, no relationship will give you what you're not willing to demand for yourself. So how do you break the cycle? It doesn't start with finding a better partner. It starts with building a better relationship with your own financial reality. Not rich, not perfect, just in control. Because the moment you feel financially capable, even a little, even just enough, something shifts. You stop accepting crumbs. You stop tolerating what you used to call normal. You start asking for what you actually want. Financial stability doesn't make you worthy of love. You were always worthy. But it reminds you. And that reminder changes everything. The people you choose, the behavior you accept, the love you allow yourself to have. You don't need to be rich to deserve better. You just need to believe it. And sometimes, building your finances is the fastest way to start.